Saturn Never Sleeps is a project that Rucyl and myself, King Britt, put together.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
We curated a night for a Sun Ra tour that was touring his artwork, album covers, instruments that he made. And it hit Philadelphia about 3 years ago. And it was at the Institute of Contemporary Art. So we curated a night of a few musicians along with us where we took micro edits of Sun Ra's music and created improvisations around those foundations. The night went so well, it was an amazing multimedia experience. We had visuals and everything that we turned to each other, we were like, you know what? We gotta keep this going. Saturn Never Sleeps evolved into a night, which we did every month at the Painted Bride Art Center in Philadelphia. We've had everyone from Shabazz Palace's Flying Lotus, Toki Monster, Ross G, just a lot of the contemporaries in the beat scene. We went from doing our monthly to actually starting to work on an album. The group became Saturn Never Sleeps as well, so it's the name of the night. It's our group, and we have a label.
So the process for the record, King and I, we've kind of built like an arsenal of loops and sounds over the last couple years that we've been performing. He would kind of put together little pieces, like little loops, like maybe they were like 16-bar loops, and then he would give them to me, and I would sit with them, and then I'd write lyrics, and then maybe add my own loops or sounds. And then we go in and record it, and then we do like another re-edit on top of it.
The first channel is Machine. Okay, so I'm using Machine as a plugin in Ableton. And the reason I do that, first, Machine's dope. I'm not trying to sell it, but it is dope. I come from the MPC mentality background, so when Machine came out, just the interface and everything was just like the MP, but tons of different sounds and much more memory. And then I found out you could bring it into Ableton as a plugin, and it's just seamless. It's everything's in time. There's no lag. There's nothing. You don't need to rewire anything. It's just plug in. It's a VST. Boom, it shows up. So each channel has a different group that I assign. So A, comes up on 1. B comes up on 2. So I could actually, if I wanted to, go in and control the levels here, but I have them pretty much even. I can also control the levels here, which is more intuitive when doing a live thing. On the Machine channel, I got all of the groups coming in to 1, and then on that channel, I have beat repeat if I want to freak the beat a little bit. Then I have a compressor just to make sure in the club environment that it matches. I also use this for DJing as well. I know a lot of people are like, I use Ableton. But anyway, I've been DJing since '88, so I don't know. I pay my dues, so I think I can use Ableton.
What we do is basically like a collage method of working. So we're, you know, easily inspired by lots of stuff.
Film, architecture.
Architecture, art, museums.
Yeah,
Go to museums a lot. I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan, so anything by him, any of his films.
Film really is like huge for me, like, because ever since I started doing music, it's always been visual. I've always wanted to do soundtrack work, which I have actually, but as a kid, movies like 16 Candles and all, where the music was such an important aspect of the visual. And then I started getting more into sci-fi, you know, Blade Runner, Fifth Element, whatever it may be. The music always, you know, made the visual pop. It made it that much more powerful. So when doing music and the technology back then, we didn't have to make film. I mean, we had it, but as far as accessibility and someone without money, all right, let's just do it through music. So all the music started to become visual, and that was the influence.
My setup is pretty much, I'll have 3 vocal loop tracks, right? So I'll have 3 vocal tracks that I can switch between. Some of them have different effects, and they all have a looper on them. And then on my APC, I have custom MIDI mapped my buttons so that the first 3 rows, actually the first 4 rows, are all MIDI mapped, so I can do record, add record, reverse, play, divide the loop in half, keep dividing it in half, and stop. So that way I can easily just press here, here, or here and know that that is what I'm looping. And I also have some stickers on here and stuff too, because you can't see it during the day. If you're outside, you can't see the lights. So like, for example, like on the first track, I have a delay here. I have some reverb. I have a chamber, and I have a modulator thing that doesn't do too much. It's kind of like a phase. And then I have a fade to gray, which is great because if I'm doing something and I want to end or King starting a new track, I can just kind of jump it out.
It's getting to a point now where DJs are not gonna play just tracks. So just buying tracks on Beatport and that sort of thing, it's gonna be obsolete soon. Because everyone has access to it, and it's what's gonna separate you from the rest, right? And that's what I've been kind of fighting for a while. Like, because technology has come so far, I can re-edit live, or I can take bits and pieces and create new things. I mean, Richie Houghton, if you listen to DE9, which he put out, you know, maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago, where he took micro edits of all his favorite songs and then he used Ableton to create this palette of beauty. It's just amazing, right? So I think in the future, when you release a record, you're also going to release the stems. So if you go to Beatport, you can download all the stems. I mean, it's starting to happen just from remix mentality when Radiohead put up their stems on iTunes or Bjork, and you can download the stems. I think that's going to be a commonplace thing in the next 5 years, I think. To all the aspiring producers, students, lovers of music, DJs, and Dubspot students, constant, true intention, and love what you do, and don't do it for the money. Because once you start bringing money into play, then you get clouded and your creativity starts to change because, oh, well, I can get this in a movie, or I can get this in because I'm gonna make a lot of money. Do it for the love, don't do it for the money.
And get educated. Like,
exactly.
If you have options to learn, you know, tools, we didn't have options, you know.
We didn't have
10
Dubspot.
years ago, or 15 years ago, it was really hard to, you know, find a way to learn. Someone knows something that you don't, or if you can take a class, or if you can spend an hour with somebody who's got an application, learn it, because the better you know your tool, that really gives you an opportunity to become creative and to become different and to develop your own identity.
We learn every day. I mean, it doesn't matter how professional you are or whatever, every day we learn.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dubspot.
Dubspot.
Yo, for real though, I'm 42. You know, I'm 40. She's 21. If I was like 18 and this existed, Dubspot, man, I mean, this is crazy. Like, it's such a great place to learn, and I'm just honored to be here, actually. So,
welcome to Dubspot. We believe in providing you hands-on experience right away. Whether you're completely new to music and want to turn the sounds in your head into a musical reality, or you're an experienced artist looking to refine your skills and add new tools to your arsenal, we're ready to meet you at your level. For students of all ages, all levels, and all styles of music, Dubspot is here to help you achieve your goals. With course offerings both online wherever you are and at our school in the heart of New York City, we are ready to guide you through the next phase of your musical transformation. Whether you want to produce music, DJ, or do both, you've come to the right place. Come explore Dubspot for yourself. Become a part of our community and make music.